All right, so Joe Biden did a town hall, and it was apparent that shit is not going right in Joe Biden's head. And I just want to, first of all, he started off by giving some misinformation about the vaccine. Now, I saw Jem Psaki, his press secretary, say you should be, if you're banned for medical misinformation on one platform, you should be banned on all platforms. Well, they banned Trump. I wonder if they're going to ban him because here's his misinformation.
You're okay. You're not going to get COVID if you have these vaccinations.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you just heard what he said, but that is misinformation. That is bad COVID information from the president of the United States. I thought it was just Trump who did that. Here he is. That is not true, what he just said. And he said it on CNN, and they didn't correct him. Because I don't know if you watched this, but Don Lemon was acting like Joe Biden's handler instead of a journalist. A game show host would do a better job than Don Lemon did. So he's asked about the virus and the vaccine, and here's what he said.
You're okay. You're not going to get COVID if you have these vaccinations.
Yeah.
Now, we know that's not true, that they call them breakout, the Delta variant. People are getting the breakout. Now, if you have the vaccine, it's not supposed to be tough on you. It's supposed to be, you get through it. Your symptoms are much lesser. That's what they say. That's not what he said. What he said is so that's medical misinformation right there. Medical misinformation. Did you catch that, Ron? When did you see that?
No, I didn't catch it the first time, but yeah, that's for sure incorrect.
And he's just no. If I said that, if I went on Joe Rogan and I said that, do you know how many guys would be ripping me a new asshole? They'd probably write an article about it in BuzzFeed and Newsweek, and Ryan Grimm would never stop tweeting about it from behind a block. But Joe Biden said it. Nobody's saying anything. He said it last Saturday. Have you heard anybody say anything? Has there been a ruckus about Joe Biden giving science, giving anti-science answers? No one's even brought it up. I haven't heard anybody bring it up. Have you, Ron?
No, not at all.
No.
And yeah, you'd think they would at least say, well, technically you can still get it. Like, you think they would have.
Yeah.
Like, just thrown that in there. You're a major news network.
So now here he is. He's trying to, I don't know what he's trying to do here, but he was trying to, their whole focus was to try to get people who were not inclined to get an experimental vaccine, people who don't trust an experimental vaccine and they don't want to get it. So they spent most of the show that I saw trying to figure out ways how we can convince those people to take the vaccine, right? And so here he is saying, like you say, well, here's what he says.
That's underway, just like the other question is illogical. And I've heard you speak about it because I'm not being solicitous, but you're always straight up about what you're doing. And the question is whether or not we should be in a position where you are, why can't the experts say, we know that this virus is in fact, it's going to be, or excuse me, we know why all the drugs approved are not temporarily approved, but permanently approved. Yeah. That's underway too. I expect that to occur quickly.
Well,
what? Honest to God, what? What was the question?
His brain is in a microwave. Like, he's just like,
Willie, literally what? See,
it's frightening. He's in charge.
That's the guy in charge. Remember they said we just need a competent individual, and remember that? Remember those lawn signs? They couldn't even pull that off.
No, we got the guy.
Honest to God, I don't know what he just said there. We have to. The question
That's underway, just like
is,
the other question is illogical. And I've heard you speak about it because I'm not being solicitous, but you're always straight up about what you're doing. And the question is whether or not we should be in a position where you are, why can't the experts say, we know that this virus is in fact, it's going to be, or excuse me, we know why all the drugs approved are not temporarily approved, but permanently approved.
Dude, it's like he's playing charades. It's
Yes.
like, wait, I know, unqualified president. I got it. I got that one.
What is he saying? Why did the temporary drugs become permanent? That didn't even make any sense. Anyway, so here's more.
Reduce inflation because they're going to be provided.
So he was asked about, because there's inflation happening now, and he was trying to say that inflation is going to happen in the short term, but not the long term. It's going to happen right now, but not in the long term. If inflation happens, that means it happened. If prices go up, they went up. So now he expands on that answer. Watch this.
Reduce inflation because they're going to be providing good opportunities and jobs for people who, in fact, are going to be reinvesting that money back in all the things we're talking about, driving down prices, not raising prices. And so it is, I sincerely mean this. Prices are up now, and they're up for example, you're in a position where you're trying to build a house, try to find 2x4s and lumber. Well, guess what? People stopped working cutting lumber. They stopped doing it because the unemployment was so down.
Why did they stop cutting? Because the unemployment was so down? What? What are you talking about? What? They stopped cutting lumber because unemployment was so down.
Now all of a sudden there's this need because people are coming back, and guess what? Instead of paying 10 cents, you're paying 20. You understand what I'm saying?
No.
It relates to what, in fact, is now needed because we're growing.
Prices are... So, Joe, the way it happens is the prices are elastic. It's demand and supply. So people are... Why do we have to pay more? I don't understand. If Kaiser cut... What? You're saying there's a lumber... Okay.
Dude, it sounds like it's not linear. Like, it sounds like it's a poorly edited soundbite, but it's not. He's actually just saying all those things. Like, it sounds like it was like
spliced
together.
Yeah, it sounds like somebody spliced that shit together, but he literally said all that.
He literally said all that. I mean, it sounds like he didn't. It sounds like he's just going, well, I mean, the economy and prices are high, and then quantity potato chips. Like, what the hell? What just happened there?
Let's try to get a 2x4. Because, guys, they stopped cutting wood.
But, folks, the rest of the world's wondering about us. Those of you who travel abroad, not a joke. Not a joke. You asked, when I went to this G7, all the major democracies, I walked in, and I know a lot of them because of my role in the past. And they walk in, and I said, America's back. And they go, I'm serious, heads of state. I give you my word as a Biden. I said, are you really back? I mean, how can we believe you, Joe, but will the country ever get it together?
No, when they said, are you really back, they meant you, Joe. Like, are you really present? Are you here? Are you demented? Are you really back? What the fuck does that mean, Ron? What does that mean are you really back? What? When are the people of America going to get their act together? What? Are we back? Well, you started bombing Somalia. I would say we're back. You started bombing Somalia. You started ramping up the bombing in Afghanistan. I would say we're back. You started putting sanctions on Cuba. We're back. You denied people public option, the $15 minimum wage, and student debt relief, and Medicare for all. I would say America's back. Wow.
But, folks, you should be able to go out and make $1 billion or $100 million if you have the capacity to do it. But I ask one thing. Pay your fair share. Just pay your fair share. I really mean it. If you know anything about me, check me out. We have more corporations registered in Delaware than all the rest of America combined.
I don't know why he says that like that. He thinks he's making a point like, look how smart I have all this experience dealing with corporations. That is I'm going to play it again. So now he thinks he's making a point here that shows, look at all the experience I have in dealing with this. But that's not really the point he's making, and I'll show it to you in a minute.
I really mean it. If you know anything about me, check me out. We have more corporations registered in Delaware than all the rest of America combined. Combined. I represented for 36 years. I've never seen a time when we have the middle class growing that the wealthy didn't do very, very, very well. Yeah. So that's what we have to do, build it out and up, not just down.
So that people like our...
We're screwing over the middle class harder than all previous generations combined.
Combined.
Three times. Third time's the charm. He had to say it 3 times.
So he was saying that there are more corporations headquartered in his state that he represented than all the other states combined. And why are they there? They're there because assholes like Joe Biden give them... Well, here we go. Why is Delaware considered a tax shelter? Delaware does not have a corporate tax on investment income or interest that a Delaware holding company earns. Holding companies in Delaware are not taxed on its gains or the state level. The state does not have a corporate tax on investment income or investment income on interest that a Delaware holding company earns. Delaware also does not have any personal property tax. As a tax haven, Delaware offers numerous incentives to CEOs. You don't need to reside in Delaware to incorporate there. In fact, non-residents reap the biggest rewards. Large companies, such as the more than 60% of Fortune 500 companies, call Delaware home because of its no-tax state for businesses. That's what. So he was touting that as somehow gives him gravitas to do something with the economy. No, that's a big fucking scam that people are using your state to rip off the rest of the country. That doesn't give you gravitas. That doesn't give you bona fides on being a specialist and dealing with anything except graft and corruption. Combined. There's more graft and corruption happening in Delaware than all the other states. Combined. Biden offers to keep the 2017 Trump tax cuts intact in infrastructure counteroffer to GOP. So when he said pay your fair share, he was lying. He doesn't want rich people to pay their fair share. He was lying. He's a pathological liar. That's Joe Biden. Pathological liar. And more corrupt than Trump. Joe Biden, more corrupt than Trump. Can you believe it? Yes.
You know, one of the people who took advantage of the Delaware thing, too, in 1996 was none other than Mr. Jeff Bezos.
Oh, look at that. Combined.
And then he made more money than everyone combined.
Combined. Here's some more.
You got the vaccination?
Yeah.
So here he is trying to talk about how we convince people who don't want to take the vaccination how to. This is what he thinks he's saying.
You got the vaccination?
Yeah.
Are you okay? I mean, you seem no, it works. Or or the mom and dad, or the neighbor, or when you go to church, or when you're. No, I really mean it. There are.
Why does he say that all the time? I know, I really mean it. Dude, are you constantly being confronted with people who are going, you don't fucking mean that? No, I really do. He, almost every time he talks, he goes, I'm serious. I really mean it.
It sounds like a really bad sketch where he just decided to go off script.
Yeah, watch this.
It is. Like, so I'm going to ask you if you got it, and then you do your thing, and then I might improv a little bit. Yeah. That might be a bad idea, Joe. No, I'm going to go for it. Yes, and me.
I'm going to see if I feel it. It's not coming from me. It's coming through me.
You got the vaccination?
Yeah.
Are you okay? I mean, you seem no, it works. Or or the mom and dad, or the neighbor, or when you go to church, or when you're. No, I really mean it. There are trusted interlocutors. Think of the people. If your kid wanted to find out whether or not there's a man on the moon, or whatever, something, or, you know, whether those aliens are here or not. You know, who are the people they talk to beyond the kids who love talking about it?
What? If your kid,
If you want to see about the aliens, somebody name an occupation. I heard.
what? People are going to go on the internet and they're going to look stuff up, Joe. They're not going to go to the grocery store and ask a stranger. That's what he was saying. The man on the moon. What if your kid has a question about the man on the moon? What? Now they got to talk to somebody except the kids who always talk about this. What is he? That was a word.
He sounds like he's from a different time.
Yeah, well, he is.
Like he sounds like just the way he talks and the examples that come to his head. Like he's not that old. You know what I mean? Like
no, he's not.
There are probably people his age who are like, what the hell? We weren't alive for that, Joe. Are you kidding? We're not that. Like he's like Mark Twain minus humor, intellect, and any type of insight. If Mark Twain had none of those things, and Mark Twain has all those things, I'm a big fan of Mark Twain's work, but if he had none of those things, he'd be Joe Biden. That's Joe Biden.
That is Joe Biden. I like how this guy say, it's crushing it. He got 29,000 likes off that. I love what people were saying. What the fuck did I just listen to?
No one knows.
No one really knows.
Nobody knows.
No one really knows. Chicago, we've added a second show August 7th. Go to jimmydorcomedy.com for a link for tickets. We're going to be in Chicago August 7th, and then we're going to Portland. We're going to Sacramento. We're going to, where else are we going? We're going to Las Vegas. We're going to lots of places. Go to jimmydorcomedy.com for a link for all the tickets.